president of the group, and we all used to hang out with him. That's the inspiration. You can see there's a picture up there back in the 70s. It was the last Amtrak train through here, was 1979. But it's set that close to the tracks. And you can kind of see how the tracks, this line here is the one going north, goes up behind the trees, goes to Chicago. They're coming from Indianapolis. And you look around the curve there, you're headed towards Indianapolis, and that line goes to St. Louis. And going south, it goes to Evansville. When we moved the building, they put holes in it and put beams underneath it and then jacked it up. It's all brick. This building's all brick. There might be some wood in the walls for construction purposes, but the structural part of it is 3 layers of brick. So they jacked it up with the brick and moved it off the foundation and set it over here until we built the foundation system. And the guys worked in the building up until the very morning we moved it.
Oh wow!
Did the brick stay in place?
Yeah, we didn't have any problems. The only problem, we just spent $25,000 to fix. We had the whole building tuck pointed where needed, but this south wall here was bad even when we moved the building, because when they put this new, I don't know what kind of, it was a wood stairway or what, but when they put this new stairs on it back in the, probably the early 80s or late 70s, they damaged that wall, and that wall was starting to lean out or bulge out. So we had to come in, take the front layer of brick off and re-tuck point all that. And
Right, you want to stand over there and I'll get your picture, but don't touch anything. Okay?
Yeah, we go upstairs and we get some good pictures up there too. That's all the wiring from the machine upstairs that goes out. It ran the switches and the heaters. There's heaters out there in the wintertime, blow warm air on the switches so that they won't freeze up and then they won't operate. But they used to light cotton waste out there and burn it to keep the switches thawed out. And then these guys also control the crossing flexures at the 2 streets north of here and the street right here you come in on. Now that's somebody raising a bell somewhere.
Yeah.
Either in the locomotive or right here on the lights, which we can look at that here in a little bit.
Nice.
Can you see the steam engine picture up there? That's an old switch engine that that's probably in Danville, Illinois, but it's the type of switch engine that would work in the yards around here.
You know traffic cones? You know, the red light, green light, yellow light? Look how big they are on the ground. Would you think they're that big when they're hanging up in the sky?
Yeah, you're probably right about the 3 lights. That's probably about the size of the traffic light.
Sorry.
Those were used in.
Different one than the ambulance we saw.
Did you ever take him to see Big Boy, the big locomotive, Big Boy?
No, we're from Michigan.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was,
the
I was
closest you're
sitting
going.
and I was like, you know, I'll look for stuff to do.
You know what I'm talking
yeah.
about. We went, me and him, and we took my wife then, and we went down to Chester, Illinois, and down south, and Big Boy was going through.
We probably stumbled over each other down there because I was down there too.
And I thought maybe there might be 1,500 people, you know. And when we went down there, I mean, there was cars as far as you could see in all directions. And there was people, there must have been at least 1,000 people there or more. And here, when he come down the tracks, Big Boy, when he come down the tracks, I mean, it was huge. It was just really big.
It's a 132-foot long steam engine. It's an engine and a coal car.
Yeah, and I walked up close to it, and the wheels was like tall as I am, and it was just really something to see.
Yeah. It's got, you know, that engine there doesn't have any guide wheels on the front or any wheels on the back of it. It's what they call an 060. And those drive wheels are probably only about 50 or so inches. The big boys are 68, and it's a 4884, so there's 2 sets of 8 drive wheels on the boiler.
Wow.
And with the coal car that's on it, it's 132 feet long.
When he come around the corner, people started cheering, and it was like that engine was like a rock star.
Yeah,
I mean, people was just going crazy.
They were built during World War II.
Oh, wow.
And there's an argument about whether the world's largest steam engines or not, because you're talking about horsepower, they're not. You're talking about overall length, they are. Talking about weight, there's another engine that was heavier than they are. So there's 3 or 4 engines that kind of compete for the title. It just depends on what you're saying. Largest of what and what capacity. Come over here and look at the depot, the big 4 depot we're talking about out there. There's a little model of it there. There's some more steam engines. And there's some tools down there. Those are old wrenches that would be used to work on, but those are kind of like pipe wrenches, so work on steam engines, had all kinds of pipes and things on them. And can you see this over here? That was a mosaic, a tile mosaic that was in the floor of that depot. When you walked in, it had been all polished up and real shiny. But that was the Chicago, Cleveland, Cincinnati, St. Louis Railroad. That's what the big 4 meant.
Wow.
The towers Those are kind of like this building here. There's, well, 6 towers in this town. There was Dewey, Preston, Haley, Vigo, Spring Hill. I guess that's it. Then there was a couple other operator shacks called Belt Junction. There was one called Prairie out here. There were just little shanties. Whoops. Sorry, I didn't know that.
Sorry.
Got moving too fast. If you come out of here, you want to lock the door because, well, I guess he's still in here. But whoever leaves the building here last, pull the door shut behind you.
Did you hear him?
Yeah.
You're fine. Just lock the door behind you. Here, he's gonna come down quick enough, you'll have a hard time running down there. Getting the platform, I think he's gonna come by. I'll say about a steam engine, if you've never been around one, it's the closest thing in my mind to a machine being personal. It's hot, it smells from the steam and from the oil being hot, and it sits and breathes, pants, and makes noise.